Okay, it's recording.
I'm drooling. Oh my god, I'm drooling so profusely. Hey! 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 Hey!
Bubble wrap. On children,
Shut your face.
on buses.
He's trying to start the show before we started the show yet. Okay? And this quite literally is nothing. See? Whee! It's a prop. See?
The reason why they don't have seatbelts on buses is because it's a part of population control.
God damn it, Richard. You start the show without even starting the show. This is what I mean. Okay.
It's because I'm random.
Shut your fucking face. Today, because of our attire, this is the red and green show.
Not to be confused with the Canadian Red-Green show.
Yeah, because this is totally
Red
American.
and green show.
Yeah, this
not
is
just the red-green show.
This is American, which means we're broke and violent. Okay.
And this is our mascot. Yep.
Okay, today we're red and green show, but it's an
Irie's too busy eating cardboard to
additive
to get on camera.
It's an additive. This is the crow and the raven show, but it's also red and green show. So it's the red crow and the green raven show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and our special guest is Irie, my kitty. Irie has been alive for a while. Quite honestly, I forget how old he is. I think last year, April 1st, was his 3rd birthday. So, considering he's half, get this, he's half Siamese. Look at the coloring and he's, nah, that ain't Siamese. But the other half is Maine Coon. Now, Maine Coon is, quite frankly, a wild species of Maine. Stray cats in the woods of Maine breeded and created a very specific species. A full Maine Coon, full-blooded, has... Why are you... You guys gotta see this. Irie... No, okay. He stopped doing it because I said that. He chews on random corners of things. What is this?
I don't know.
I just spilled coffee on you. That's okay, it's black pants. It's fine. Okay, he was chewing on the corner of this. Right there. I don't know if you can see those markings. He chews on the corner of things. Quite literally, if you leave your homework in paperwork form, he will eat it. I'm not joking. He will devour that. He will tear it apart. Right now, as I speak, he's trying to find a corner of a cardboard box to eat. He's weird.
Hey, don't start eating my jacket,
now
Irie.
he's chewing on his jacket. You guys want to see this? No? Please continue. Please, by all means, continue so we can exploit your... Irie? How do you know we're paying attention to you?
He's a cat.
How do you know this? This drives me nuts. All the time. I don't even know how this works anymore.
You're gonna fix it.
I messed it up already.
That's alright. Here we go. It's
Now-
still tilted.
Now he's
out.
staring at the
know.
doorknob. I wonder what he wants.
That old Batman Robin series once was.
You just want to rub it in, don't you? It's just because I don't have the fucking funding.
Irie, you're fired.
No, but he's weird. He's chewing on his jacket out of no good reason. Okay, but anyway, the Maine Coon species is a mixture of many species bred wild in the woods of Maine. So they have the lynx ears, where the extended hairs inside the ears, and they have like it's like a mixture of tortoise pattern and something else. But my point is that it's a mixture. It's a mixture of different breeds. So when he is half Siamese and half Maine Coon, he came out with Siamese traits, but physically a Maine Coon look. And now because he's a half-breed, he's orange. He's orange tabby, which is one of the breeds that make up Maine Coon. I think Maine Coon is a very derogatory name, but there's nothing we can do about it because that's the name. So, a full-blooded Maine Coon at 3 years old.
Wow. It's a very special cat.
I told you he had to get up in there. I told you. He had I should be able to put it on there right again. You gotta see this. He's trying to get up in there. In there. He's crawling from his leg in there. Why do you need to... What's so special about that?
Oh, man.
Let's see if I can do this again. Voila.
Yep, there we go.
I'm French. I said voila. Anyway. And then he's half Siamese, so he's a loudmouth about everything. He has to tell you how he feels, what he thinks, how things should be. Quit chewing on the wires!
Alright.
Stop! Irie!
Here, we're gonna have to put him out.
He's being
Fucks
kicked
up
out.
our webcam.
He's being kicked out because he likes to chew on things that are
Because
full
this is
of
the only
25
equipment we
volts
have
of
right
electricity.
now, so we can't risk it.
Henry, we can't even have him in for man talk. It's pathetic.
Well, we had a
That's
cat
okay.
guest temporarily until he was fired.
He's neutered anyway. There's not much man talk he can contribute to.
Yeah.
But that's Irie, everybody.
Well, I guess he can talk about the good old days before he got his nose chopped off.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If anyone neutered me, I'd be fucking permanently pissed off.
Well, I had a vasectomy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and well,
It's
an
about the same
ex-friend of mine, Psycho Renee, said that she was gonna be my ride there and back home, but she thought it would be more funny to stay home and listen to her answering machine instead. So meanwhile, you know, I'm laying on the operating table, you know, I'm cracking up with the doctor and the nurse because, you know, there's so much cum and I can smell it, you know, and we're just cracking up, you know. Oh man, good times. But luckily, there was a blizzard outside. It was like up to my waist and shit. If it wasn't for that, my stitches would have popped because I had to walk from the hospital all the way home. And every time I got a chance to call this bitch, you know, why didn't, you know, where are you? Why didn't you show up, you know, to take me home from my operation? You know, and she's sitting at home listening to her answering machine going, you know, like it's fucking funny. Yeah, it would have been fucking hilarious if my fucking stitches popped. You know, luckily it was wintertime and there was a blizzard. You know, it was the fucking freezing ass cold that I was walking home in that kept my fucking stitches together. If it wasn't for how cold it was, my fucking stitches would have popped.
And this is why we desperately need an editing program. And none of this is
Who
going...
needs an editing
If you're
program?
watching this right now, and it's airing,
You know, people
just
should know.
It's been so long until we acquired a program that can edit. Bleep, bleep, bleep.
It is not funny to sit at home and listen to your answering machine.
Why am I laughing so hard then?
Just gets an operation and needs a ride home. You know, it's like, what the hell?
Oh, I need to pee. Better drink my coffee.
That bitch is fucking crazy, man.
Okay, so our first topic, which Richard tried to enlighten us on before the show was even started.
Oh, about the buses? Oh, man.
I swear. I'm just a sidekick. Translates it all. Oh, man. Okay, so we were talking about why in God's name, or which one you want to pick. School buses don't have seatbelts. They hit something or have to hit the brakes hard enough. Kids go flying through the front. It's better that we get our children wrapped in bubble wrap and duct tape and bicycle helmets so that when a car wreck happens, a bus wreck, if you will, happens, they don't go straight to the front and die immediately. They just bounce off of each other. I was coming through a conclusion that, yes, I said coming through a conclusion. Yeah, it's good. Mental vision. Anyway. I don't even how do you start explaining how accident prone DJ is?
Well, he was playing football with his friends the other day, and there's a fence about yay high, and he runs into it and gets stabbed by a fucking nail. You know, it's...
Okay, that happens, right? Okay, faulty builders. There's going to be some accidents. But
not only 2 months ago, he had his fucking spleen in 5 pieces.
I don't even know how to start because it's so asinine, but real. Like, you can tell the stories, but it's unbelievable to the viewer.
And his spleen was in 5 pieces because he didn't want to listen to us when we said, quit taking your bikes apart and putting them back together the wrong way.
We'll get to that soon. We're going to cover the simple stuff.
Alright.
We live on the same block as the Cedar City Memorial. As his laughter, you can understand what's coming next. I know I said that wrong, but Ishka Bahat me Ermishka Klema. For those of you at home that understand Gaelic, put a smile on your face. Anyway. Not even a block away, on the same block, DJ goes, hey, me and Corey, the eldest child of this home, 12, I think he is. Anyway, DJ's how old?
14.
14. So, 14-year-old, 12-year-old go literally down the street on the same block. Next thing you know, you get a call. DJ broke his wrist. Wasn't that it? He fell and he caught himself or something?
No, I think it was something about his elbows or something. Got all scratched up when he was bleeding and shit. I don't know. He's always doing some.
The doctors know these kids by sight. Like I'm not trying to belittle them or talk bad against them. It's just justification why I am going to get DJ bubble wrap, duct tape, and a bicycle helmet. Because when that bus, that school bus that does not even, what's that Latin word? Make seatbelts an opportunity. Supply. The school bus does not supply seatbelts. So, when DJ, from wrist to shoulder, ankle to thigh, wrapped up in bubble wrap and duct tape and a bicycle helmet, and all those kids are making fun of him, once that bus hits something, all the kids will go flying to the front, right into the windshield. And DJ will just bounce around on his bubble wrap, crawl out the emergency window after all the ordeal is done, and say, "Hey, I have bubble wrap. Whee! I've heard a few pops."
I find it suspiciously interesting that it's not legally required or mandated that school buses have seatbelts.
You
but
would think.
You can get a $50 fine for not wearing a seatbelt in a fucking car.
In the state of Utah, it's more than that, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. But just the fact that nationwide, they enforce seatbelt use so much in individual vehicles, but they do not supply that in buses. Now, I've heard of quite a few occasions where the bus could have used seatbelts. I'll use two as an example. True life story. Crawford County, Wisconsin. There was a bully in the school. His name was Marcus. He would pick on other kids. This particular time, I could be mistaken in small details, but I'm pretty sure what happened was Marcus Geller was behind my brother, which had long hair. Seated behind him, he started to pull my brother's hair. My brother had befriended a 13-year-old named Ryan. This Ryan, even though he's 13, he was pretty physically inept. Let's say he was tall and strong. Even though he's so young, his body was already going through the stages where it was maturing. Ryan removed Marcus Geller from his seat and began to stomp on his head. So much that when the bus driver pulled over, Marcus Geller left blood all over the floor of the bus, as well as on the side of the road as he marched home. Secondly, given Ryan could have easily removed Marcus Geller from the seat by unbuckling him if there was a buckle. But simply, just for Marcus's own protection, this is logistics, this is the law speaking. Everyone has a right, even though they do one thing, they have the right to redeem themselves, justify themselves, so on and so forth. This is America, right? He could have very easily put his hand over the buckle and not been removed from the buckle. To be quite literally, there was no concrete curb, but the floor of the bus apparently was an appropriate substitute because he began to stomp on his head. given if there were seatbelts, that wouldn't have happened. Secondly, in Cedar City, Utah, up on what is called Right Hand Canyon, I don't know the name of the road, but if you were to leave Cedar City on 14 and take a right hand turn on what is called Right Hand Canyon, you go up the mountain, you go beyond the the Cedar Mountain District, if you will. I used to do a lot of work there, build homes there. It was Cedar Mountain. If you lived on Cedar Mountain, you lived there. So you go beyond Cedar Mountain, which is the face of the nearest mountain next to Cedar City. Cedar Highlands is another word for it. You go beyond that on this ridge. You'll come up to the mountain, which does this. Right? It's just a mountain. You got the hill, right? The hill does this. And if you can come up with an idea of it, it's a mound, right? It's a mound. It has a round base. There's a road based on the round base it has, so it goes around the mountain peak and into what you would consider a canyon. Okay, so there's the peak right here. You go around the peak and into the canyon and up into the mountain. This is what I call the Boy Scout Pass, because there was a bus full of Boy Scouts that went off that road. And they plummeted, I would say, at least 200 feet into lava rock. Just lava rock gathered on the mountainside. I just wonder how many would... No one survived. Not even the bus driver, but how many would possibly survive had there been seatbelts? Mind you, if there's no seatbelts in a bus, a school bus, and they come to a dead stop, you can imagine how many are flying at whatever velocity to the front of the bus. Had they been positioned in all of their seats, yes, there would be a tremendous yank. Oh my God, just pressing myself against there. It's uncomfortable. But, okay, they can urinate themselves, they can be out of breath, possibly damages to the tendons, the skeletal structure, so on and so forth. But they're still alive. So, as Richard made the point, if there are no seat belts, it's quite realistically, considering every single one of us are required to wear a seat belt in the passenger side, the driver's side, the rear passenger sides, we're required to wear a seat belt. Why are not children in a school bus required to wear a seat belt? Mind you, the parent of a child is most likely going to be much more protective of the child rather than a total stranger entitled to the security of these children. At the same time, add to that the fact that they don't have seat belts. So, back to the original story. You wrap DJ, our subject for the matter, in bubble wrap. Duct tape every single end of that bubble wrap. Put a bicycle helmet. That's right, I said bottle wrap. You have a problem with that? Give me less liquor next time. He is going to bounce back and forth off of walls, windows, and dead bodies and seats. before he settles to a stop to realize he's the only survivor. Yes, the kids made fun of him with all that bubble wrap, quite literally, wrapped around his arm and several layers and taped down, right? I would make fun of him too. Anyone would in the bus, right? But once you taste the windshield and realize and he's the guy in the back bouncing around off the dead bodies, surviving, he's the only survivor, you get to wondering, okay, my parents can't afford seatbelts.
And the thing that I find really disturbing is, children are supposed to be our future, so it sounds like a conspiracy to me.
General population control.
Yep, population control, exactly. That's why it's not mandatory or optional for children to have seatbelts on a fucking school bus.
Doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. If this is our future, no child left behind. Future, 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 future. They'll look at all this education we yield them, right? You can't get this education in Iraq. You can't get this education in China. Well, China is just about all about education. In fact, they have 12-hour school days.
You need to get
as far as I'm
ringtone
concerned.
or something.
Even though they're not taught certain things, they're taught numbers, they're taught business, they're taught everything but life. By the time they're 22, they're wondering what sex is. It's weird. Ishimagura. Okay. I gotta pee anyway. Okay.
Alright. Well,
Paul.
until next time.
This has been our segment for today. The red, the green, the crow, and the raven show.
Yep.
We're gonna have to cut it short due to laboratory visits and expectations of lovers. So another call. Hold on. Yoshimagura. Okay, I will.
Hmm?
Paul, we don't have to break everything down. You're coming right back. So you alone are being expected, not everything wrapped up. So we can put it on pause, in other words. It's okay, because I have to pee really bad. Ah!